Hello, this is Retreat Briefing in April 5th, Friday. So today's thumbnail is no interest rate cut this year and Bitcoin exchange reserves hit lowest level. So yesterday, according to Powell's speech and FOMC speech and initial jobless claims, increase of oil price, increase of US bond rate, the overall economy seems quite prosperity. So because of this, there are articles that says interest rate might not even cut twice this year, since at the beginning people thought the interest rate will be cut about 3 times this year, but a lot of economic indicators show that the economy is quite good right now, so there are articles like that. I think that gave a bad effect to the investment market, and the stock market had a huge drop, and crypto market seems like it had a rebound, but there are no specific increase. So crypto market also cares about the world economy, I guess. And there are some economic indicators released tonight, and it may make another issue about interest rates, so please watch out for the fluctuation in the market. So let's begin. This is a daily candle chart of Bitcoin, and yesterday you can see that it gave an increase, and I told you in April 3rd that it will probably increase about half to the long minus candle, but it increased almost to the start of the long minus candle, and in 11 a.m. South Korea it seems like it is getting a correction again. Now is a very ambiguous time that it can go both up and down. So altcoins volatility will get stronger by Bitcoin's movement. And this is a premium chart for Bitcoin in today morning, 11 a.m. So after L2 signal yesterday here, it increased almost 4%, and now it is getting a downward correction. So whether it gets supported by the Goya line or not will decide many altcoins movement too. So we will find out that later. And this is a dominance chart for today's morning. So with the rebound yesterday, the Bitcoin dominance had a huge increase, and the Tether dominance also dropped. So the altcoins increased back up too. And Ethereum's dominance went down. And the Goya dominance 1 is maintaining around 5 points in 11 a.m. And with a Bitcoin's increase yesterday, the Goya score charts also increased, but the rate is not that big, so we still need to think of sideways movement for major coins. And now this is a liquidation heat map for last 24 hours. The total amount of liquidation is $195 million, and short positions were liquidated a lot with Bitcoin because of yesterday's increase. And in today morning, we got a small correction, so long positions were liquidated too. So if you look at the 24-hour rect, the total is $195 million, and long positions 103, short positions are 90. A lot of long positions were liquidated in the altcoins, but Bitcoin increased yesterday, so a lot of short positions got liquidated. And since the economy is analyzed in a bad direction, so investing market will continue to make this volatility in the market. And in last 4 hours, long and short positions were liquidated quite evenly. So throughout the weekend, I think there will be a fluctuation up and down. So if you look at here, 6.88 and 6.72, it's almost the same. And now this is a Bitcoin liquidation heat map for today. And yesterday I set down to 65K and up to 67.2K. There were positions gathering, and today down to 65K, so all the way down to here. 65K and up to 69.7K, this yellow part. Positions have gathered, and the long positions assets are spread all over down here. but short positions are gathered near 69.5k, so they gathered in one place. So we should check where the market movers will target first. And this is a liquidation heat map of Ethereum. And also in yesterday morning, the positions gathered down to 3.26k and up to 3.395k, and positions were gathering there. And today down to here, 3.24k and up to 3.45k. Positions started to gather, and by only looking at this heat map, the short positions are too far from this current candle, so I think it will highly move in sideways near current price, just like Bitcoin. And this is this week's important events. And yesterday very early morning in South Korea, there was a Powell speech, and yesterday night we had an initial jobless claims. And today we have a lot of things going on. So in yesterday's release, the economy shown right now was quite good, and the employee related release proved that the employee market is quite solid, and this means that early interest rate cut is highly impossible. So if releases made tonight also seems nice, then interest rate cut will get delayed. And after the announcement, these announcements, so unemployment rate, non-farm payrolls, average hourly earnings, after these, we will have a FOMC member's speech. So this will also influence the market. So tonight will be a very volatile day, I think. And around April 20th, we have a Bitcoin halving. Around is important. It's not that exact time. And this is a article that I wrote in the thumbnail. So now Bitcoin seems like it will fall, but don't actually fall and keep maintaining the area. And there will be many reasons for that, but there is a statistics that Bitcoin reserved in exchange reached a lowest levels since early 2021. And this is same meaning with people are saying, I'm not selling Bitcoin. So people are believing Bitcoin will definitely go over 100 million and, not 100 million, sorry, 100K. So they won't sell Bitcoin. So they already experienced the power of Bitcoin spot ETFs and halving issues. So they noticed that by just having it, Bitcoin will definitely increase. So institution or whales are now protecting the price to don't drop further. And this is an article about that Ripple will launch US dollar stablecoin, just like USDT, which we use in trade a lot. And they want to make their power to the market and the blockchain area very solid. So they are launching a stable coin. And I hope this helps Ripple to make some increase again. And this is a RSI heat map, and you can just notice that they definitely increased from yesterday. And I hope people who heard the briefing yesterday got some profit with it. And still, many cryptos did not enter the overbought area. So find a nice crypto down there and decide a good theme or coin that might increase. And yeah, now let's move on to the Goya Premium chart. So let's start with Bitcoin. So it's 4:30 p.m. in South Korea, and at 11 a.m. the point was around 5 points, and now the dominance is minus 16, so it's quite decreased. And if you look at the Bitcoin score chart, So with an increase back up to 69K, when was it, yesterday or night, something? And the score chart went down to the market price, and now it is having a correction. So here, this place, so after this L2 signal at April 4th, 7 p.m. in South Korea, they increased all the way up to 69K, but now it got, correction. But this place was where the presentation was saying it's about 1 p.m., 12 p.m., 11 p.m., 11 a.m. So after this area, it failed to support the candle. The Goya line failed to support it, and it started to break down the Goya line and moving under. So now we have an Goya RSIS signal, and there's an SB signal after this long increase. So it is now getting all the way down. So if you look at the trading view, it is barely touching the Bollinger Band right now. So it's moving under about 67K around here. And since we don't have additional power or news or anything that might lead a increase back up, so I think it will probably move in sideways or go down to liquidate some long positions. So the first support line is the start point of this long increase. So it's 66K. And if you go down more, this yesterday's lowest point is acting as a second support. And this place, it's April 3rd, lowest point, it's 64.5, that's by 3. And it eventually broke through this half of this long minus candle. Now this part doesn't act as a resist line. So this place, today's highest point, is a first and second resist line, 69.3K. And furthermore, then will be 72, 71 area. The highest place is the record highs, 73.8K. So now it's the Goya line's slope also went to downwards. And if you press 3MA, 2760. So the 20-day average now surpassed the 7-day moving average. So maybe it is turning back to a correction or bearish market. Now let's have a look at Ethereum. So after this rise, Ethereum also got a correction, but it's more huge than Bitcoin. But the score chart is moving slightly over the market price right now, so it may rebound for a while. And if you look at here, so this place, when Bitcoin had an L2, Ethereum also had an L2 or LB signal, so it increased all the way back up to over the Goya line and it reached 3.45K. And with an SB signal after long increase, it just plunged down with an S signal. And also we got an S3 signal, so it is moving under the Goya line right now. But always keep in mind that it can rebound to touch the Goya line. So if you press SR, by 1, 2, and 3, 4 gathered in one place. So today's lowest point just at 2 p.m. in South Korea, it's 3.241K. And this place, it's April 3rd, 9 a.m. the lowest point. 3.2K is acting as a support line. And is it yesterday? No, it's today's highest point. 3.446 is acting as a first and second resist line since there are big gaps. So if you look at the Ethereum's this resist line, you can notice that it actually did rise all the way back to this long minus candle. So this just happens so much, so many times. So also this part, if you see this long minus as a one candle, it just rebounded to the half place. So just remember this when you have a surge or plunge. So another resist line is all the way up here at 3.6k, 7k. And the final is over here, 4.1k, but I think that's quite far away. Now it's Ripple's turn. So also Ripple increased and slightly, keep getting a price correction, but the score chart is keep moving above the Goya line. So it's not that bad correction, I think. So this place, when a Bitcoin surged up, Ripple had a big increase, so all the way up to 0.617k, but it went back down to the half and increased all the way up to 0.6. But after this long plus candle, an SB and a Goya RSIS, so they eventually went down the Goya line. So it's moving near 0.58 right now. So we don't have anything. So yeah, let's check SR. So the start of this big increase about here is acting as a first support line. It's 0.57. And similar, just yesterday's lowest point is acting as a very, very strong support line. So if this 0.56 breaks, then Ripple will just go all the way down maybe. And the first resist line is quite far. This yesterday night's highest point, 0.617. And if it breaks through that, then I think it will probably get stuck around here since it moved in sideways for a long time near here. So this place, I think, is a second support line, and then so on. And finally, let's have a look at Dogecoin. So also Dogecoin had a rebound with a Bitcoin, but now starting to have a stiff fall, and the score chart is moving quite slight above the market price. It's around 0.17. So here. So after this long increase, it started to plunge down, and right here, these area is where Bitcoin had a sudden increase all the way back up to 69k. So it increased back up, and with an L signal and L2 signal here, it reached to 0.188, but with an S signal now it just fell down, and additional S2 and SB is keep making Dogecoin to go down. So if you press SR by 1, 2, 1 and by 2, 3, so today's lowest point just 2 hours ago is a first support line 0.171, and yesterday's lowest point is acting as a second and third support line 0.17. And then if it drops, so the start of this long increase would be a third support, and the resist line is here. Today's highest point 0.188 is a first resist, and if it breaks through that, it will try to reach, I think, here again. But the graph seems not quite good, isn't it? So I probably think that it won't reach up to here. So I suggest you to move in trade between these area. I think it will move in sideways for a while, so before the announcement. So thank you for listening to briefing, and I hope you guys to have a safe trading today. Bye.